In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you two stocks to keep on watch for tomorrow. We're also going to look at the overall market and discuss what happened today and what to expect tomorrow as well. Chill, let's dive right into the charts. Right off the bat, we have the SPY over here. And if y'all watched yesterday's video, I told you guys, I shared with you guys the structure that I was seeing on the 1 hour and how it was looking bullish at the time because we got over the 4800 level mark. And there was this structure right here which broke out yesterday. And today, the reaction to the CPI data wasn't that great. Number one, the numbers came out to be 3.4% versus the 3.1% that was expected. It was hotter than expected. And the market didn't like that. And it kind of whipsawed and we saw some bearish action intraday. All right. Usually when a clean structure like this occurs, maybe it would have been cleaner if it was a little bit more stretched, like a little bit more like wider, because this is only like 2 days. If it was much wider, then maybe the situation would have been different. That's like the only little flaw in it. But it wasn't like we had a huge gap down from the CPI report. It actually gave like some warnings out the gates when we switch on to the 3-minute chart, right? So first we got the reaction, a massive whipsaw down, and then we chopped a little bit from 7:30 into the open. As you can see, it dropped first, it then made a 30-minute push all the way up, where everybody who may have swung from here or even chased at the close from yesterday would have had a chance to pretty much exit out of their position on tech stocks and even on QQQ/SPY for a small profit on potential calls right over here. All right. Some tech stocks actually had a bigger 5-minute candles than others. We're going to look at that later on in the video, but that's pretty much what happened here. So first we got this level of resistance from pre-market and then failure to breach above that during the first 15 minutes of market hours. And then we had this drop and pop. And now the situation is looking kind of nasty. So for tomorrow, I mean, it's not looking too great. Right now, the SPY is down by negative 0.15%. And we also have to look forward to another reaction to the PPI inflation report, which will come out at the same time, 7:30 tomorrow morning. All right. So, I mean, I'm like the trend, especially with the CPI and the PPI, is that either when it's the same number as expected, the inflation number, when it's the same as expected and there is no reaction, then there's usually a positive reaction that happens the day after. In this situation, the reaction was negative, right? We saw the drawback, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see the same thing happen again tomorrow. So just be on the lookout for that. Be very cautious. Trade things day by day. We're still in that same range. We're not up here above 48.40 or down here below 47.60. We're still trading in this range. So look for intraday price actions. All right. Now, the first stock to keep on watch for tomorrow, or actually the first sector, is the healthcare industry, UNH. All right. And United Healthcare Group has earnings coming up tomorrow morning. Now, this is a very strong stock, an extremely strong stock. If you look at the daily chart, it's been trading near its previous highs, right? It doesn't collapse as much as everything else in the market. It holds its own. This is a growth stock. This is something that you would like to keep in your portfolio for long-term growth. It's going to be really slow, but it does pay dividends. And it has a steady track record, I would say. But right now, looking at just the chart alone, there is a structure on there which is making me lean a little bit more bullish. I'm talking about the reaction to earnings. The reaction to earnings, it seems like it might be a little bit more bullish because of this thing. There's a left shoulder or a giant head right here, just all right there. and then we have the right shoulder right there, and then we have a neckline to be broken right here. All right. So the reaction to earnings, if it's good, if they crush earnings and they make massive like profits, and the stock likes it, and it opens up here, we could see a huge green candle up. So if it opens up above 550, watch for like a massive influx of buyers going into the stock, because keep in mind at the neckline there's a lot of short sellers, right? So there's some short sellers here, here, and also a little bit here. So their stop loss is a little bit above it at 555. So if we see it gap even above that, it's gonna trigger a brief, it may be brief, but it's definitely gonna cause a little bit of a squeeze towards the 560s. So that's the first stock to keep on watch for a potential long. Now the next stock to keep on watch, that one I'm a little bit more bearish on, and I did mention this sector actually, I think in yesterday's video or the video before that, and that sector is the bank sector. All right, and with the bank sector, I think I showed you guys Morgan Stanley. I think that was the stock that I showed you guys. So I give you a warning about that one, and now this one I'm giving you a warning about it. It has earnings also coming up tomorrow morning. Watch how the pre-market reaction is. Hopefully it's not too extreme. If it's not too extreme, the benefit of that is that both sides, the calls and the puts, are going to get annihilated, and then we can look for intraday opportunities for a day trade. So keep that in mind. I'm leaning a little bit more bearish on this one because of the massive run that it's had throughout the past 60 to 70 days. And there's also some gaps to fill at the bottom right here at $47. So watch Citi and other banks as well, because they will follow the reaction to this one, whichever direction that might be. All right, now some updates. In yesterday's video, I shared with you guys Apple. So we're gonna look at what happened with Apple. And by the way, I was in Apple. I held Apple. Let me go over here. I held Apple. Let me go over here. So we're gonna go into the 15-minute. So this is Apple right here. So we got the pattern that I showed you yesterday, the ascending triangle, followed by the breakout right here. So I saw this thing yesterday, and I was wanting everybody in the Discord to watch it for a long. And then I decided to wait until not the very end, until it retested that level of support right there. This is where I got in 6 minutes before the market closed yesterday. So I got in with calls right here. And again, I shared with you guys, I was looking for a massive move to the upside. Unfortunately, I had to get rid of it. I had to get rid of it today at 8:35. No, at 8:40. Yeah, at 8:40, I had to get rid of it. And the reason why I had to get rid of it is because it failed to break above the previous level of resistance right here. Again, it really tried. It did. And then when it started to break down, I immediately got rid of it. That way I wouldn't have a huge loss on it. Just minimize the loss and just looking for another opportunity. So with this one right here, it collapsed. Obviously, it was a good sell. It was a good decision to get rid of it. Now that I look back at it, it actually looks like a reverse head and shoulders, which is the bearish version of what I showed you guys with UNH. As you can see, it's pretty much the same structure, but on a smaller scale, with the neckline being right here. So that kind of explains why there was a massive sell-off in the morning. So that's why it didn't run. So that's other stocks, other tech stocks were kind of, I would say the market was a bit generous, like Google, for example. Now with Google, that one also had a bullish structure yesterday. I thought about taking it. I wish I took it instead of Apple. But this one was a tech stock that kind of got favored by the market and pushed a little bit higher to where it's supposed to go. Another one, again, it looks kind of ugly in the end, but I had a bullish feeling about the market. The other one was Amazon. And Amazon was also looking kind of ugly during the close, right? It had a bullish structure. I saw it. I liked it at this moment, but I was patiently waiting because of Apple looked better at the time. It closed in a very weird situation, and then obviously it had a massive push out the gates. So that's kind of what happened. I mean, it could have been the same thing could have happened to Apple as well. That way, I would have made a bit. I would have made more money than what happened. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It's all right. Now with this one, what to expect tomorrow? Let me zoom out here with Amazon. All right, now it looks like a doji on a daily. This one is it would be pretty simple. It depends on how the overall market gaps. If we gap down, expect an evening star, and I think I'm leaning towards that. Like I'm leaning towards a $2 drop to 154, and then maybe a little bit of a pop before we drop all the way down to 152. All right, that's kind of what I'm leaning. It might be an evening star. So that's my thoughts on this stock. Now, the last thing that we're gonna do an update on is the crypto market. And I give you guys a warning about the crypto markets, about how usually in these situations it will be a buy the rumor and sell the news type of thing. They approved everything, they approved the ETFs, but BTC is still at the same price, and right now it's dropping. There is one thing that is kind of is this thing right here, the volume. You all see how the volume rose, and now we're seeing like it's almost like a symmetrical structure in between this left section versus this right section. It's not a good sign, I think. I think from there we start selling off. So watch the crypto sector for a drop. I'm not bullish on it at all because it has done this before and it will do it again. There's going to be a massive move coming in the future, but as of the near future, like maybe the next few weeks, I think we're gonna slowly trickle downwards. So that is my input on BTC, and that is the end of the video. All right, do not forget to annihilate the like button as always. Again, remember I release these videos from Sunday to Thursday at exactly 10 p.m. Central Time. All right, so definitely click on that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. That way YouTube notifies you whenever I release these videos. This one is a little bit late because I started recording a little bit late, so but usually it's 10 p.m. all right. If you haven't followed me on social media, you can find me at Paul Nguma and at Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X, formerly known as Twitter. All right, and if you'd like to be part of a private Discord community, we can get all of this information in real time as I see them. You can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. To get some free stocks, you can click on the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Nguma, Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns only. And I will see all of you in the next video.